Barry Bostwick to be in it, but
why not?
I guess he doesn't come across to me as even like a big time regional star.
Barry Bostwick was in Megaforce, sir, and Tron.
I know.
I will fight you.
He was also in one of my favorite.
They have a laundry list of actors and actresses.
Is he the actor that was in Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
Is that Barry Bostwick? No, that's that is Barry Bostwick.
It says, everybody says Superman.
Ferris Bueller.
He's the lover of Janet Weiss.
Barry Bostwick was who the hell is Barry Bostwick in Ferris Bueller?
No. I'm thinking of the guy that was in Ferris Bueller. What the hell was his name?
Oh,
the guy that was Ferris's best buddy. I can't think of his name right now.
Fucking, he's the captain of the Enterprise B. What the fuck is that actor's name?
Yeah.
IMDb, save me. Alan something.
Yeah, I see his face. I'll be able to go,
Alan
that's
Ruck.
the dude.
Alan Ruck.
Alan Ruck was the guy. That's right.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick is Ferris. It's his best friend.
Oh, the other guy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going through the list of actors in Search for Tomorrow.
So I have In Search of Tomorrow, I have In Search of the Last Action Hero, and I have the one they did about horror films.
Are the other two good? Are the Action Hero and the horror film pretty good?
They're all good. There's actually, if you want to do a fun documentary to watch about movies that you guys want to react to and have a good time with, I would recommend watching Machete Maidens, which is all about the female exploitation movies they used to make in the Philippines in the 70s. It's amazing documentary.
Okay.
I'm excited about the documentary we're going to watch about them making movies. Search of Tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I haven't seen it.
You're gonna have fun with that. Barry Bostwick just didn't come across to me as a big hero. I forgot he was Brad in fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show. And yes, he was in Megaforce. His favorite role of mine is actually he played FDR in FDR American Badass. Which, if you've not seen that, that's a funny fucking movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's like $50,000 budget, but it's worth it because werewolves gave FDR polio, and the werewolves are Nazis.
Yes. Have you seen Electric Boogaloo, The Wild Untold Story of Canon Films?
I need to. I just saw that advertised today, and I'm like,
it's worth it.
Okay. I'm a fan of Canon Films. I wish I had higher taste, but I don't, and I really enjoy Canon Films.
See, I'd share my Plex.
Never apologize for that.
Subscription, so sadly I can't share it with you anymore, Bruce.
It's okay. I've got a Plex. We'll figure it out.
Oh no, I'm not paying for it anymore. I had like 10 friends on it when it came time for the service. I was like, okay, can everybody throw in a couple of bucks to offset the subscription for me? All I heard was crickets. I'm like, well, fuck all y'all then. Cancel subscription. I can watch my Plex anywhere I want. And we lost Bruce. Hi, welcome to my show now. Bruce is gone. I've dealt with him. Anyone else want to get dealt with?
Yeah, took him out for you.
Yeah.
In Search of Bruce. Oh, there he is.
It happens. You hit the back button on your mouse, and it's like, fuck, why'd I do that? Okay.
You bumped into it.
Bear got promoted.
Or demoted. Now you're stuck with the rest of them.
I'm just moded. I'm neither promoted or demoted. I'm just moded.
So for those of you that are part of this channel's every Sunday event, we do a little movie review after we watch it. We review it within minutes of us watching the ending credits. I like that. I do kind of miss my old schedule where we would watch it on Sunday, and then Monday would be the review, and Janet would come in and cosplay, which she would have, had time to research and do all the things she needs to do. Now my schedule doesn't allow that. I'm sorry, but
yeah, I used to like to make the little promo videos.
Yeah,
some of them were kind of spicy, depending on the movie.
Bruce, if you don't mind, real quick, everybody who's watching on my channel, go to the show notes, and there's a link to Bruce's channel there. Pop over and subscribe to Bruce, please.
You don't have to do that.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, though. We do this every Sunday, usually around 2:00 in the afternoon on Central Standard Time, Chicago time. For those of you that don't know that,
It's not a real time zone. Stop lying.
I know. Central Standard is what we call it here in the States.
Central.
You know, right? It's not in the States. It's centered right.
Do you guys have Mountain Time in the States?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just love making up time zones, don't you?
Well, it's
No,
funny
we have-
because
isn't Arizona in a place
Scrappy
called
is
time zone?
in avocado time. I'm in mountain time.
And we're in the same state.
It's all sorts of messed up. Like people just like screwing with time.
Yeah, I'm in
Timey
Central.
wimey wibbly wobbly.
I'm in Central Time.
Not a real time.
What do you guys call it in Canada or Canadistan? For
Central.
those
No,
of
we
you,
call it, in Soviet Kazakhstan, we have the following time zones: Newfoundland, which is a half an hour ahead of Atlantic, which is 1 hour ahead of Eastern, which is 1 hour ahead of Central, which, depending on the time of year, is either 1 hour ahead of Pacific or 1 hour ahead of Eastern. And then we have, 2 hours ahead of the Pacific. And then we have Mountain Time in Alberta for some reason. And then we have Pacific.
it's weird.
All of these are nonsense and we don't need them. We could just have a 24-hour clock and all of us just accept that I get up at 8 p.m. because that's when the sun comes up where I live.
Wait, the world is round,
that
Papa?
sounds
I
like-
thought it was
That
flat.
sounds smart.
Who's right?
Listen, Papa Cotton, we're not going to take your global roundy type nonsense here, sir. We are clearly banana-shaped planet. And that, my lord, is how we know the world to be banana-shaped. Monty Python? No one? Okay.
I thought it was shaped like a donut.
If it's flat, then everybody just walks off the side.
No, there's a big ice wall. We're safe.
Repopulate.
There's some clipping involved.
Ignore the horizon. Don't pay any attention to that. Also, ignore the man behind the curtain.
I think
Ignore that
Connell's
too.
the king of the flat earth, isn't he? Of all
Is
of
Connell
the-
the flat earther? Don't give me
No,
more
but
shit
he
to
likes-
make fun of him
likes
with.
to-
No, he
He likes those
dated
flat
a
earth
woman who was a
women.
flat earther.
He dated a woman who was
that's
a
what it
flat
was.
earther?
Yeah, he
Yes.
likes flat earth girls.
It was
Oh,
a comedy gold.
this is even
I
better.
bet he had to wear a triangle hat.
I don't know, but it was funny, the whole story about his flat earth girlfriend. But she was spicy, apparently.
Soy-based Jeremy, while you're giving us all these lovely facts about Newfoundland, you might want to know that it's also one word, not two. Just a freebie for you. You want to piss off Noofs, do that. They'll get real fucking salty with you. Australia is fake. That I agree with. Birds are flat. There you go. Connell dated a flat earther. I cannot wait to make fun of him for this.
I think she was. I think she was really
She was
hot.
a definite flat earther, and she was severely pro-Trump, which he would never fail to mention that each and every
Oh yeah,
time.
that rubs him raw.
Or is he a super lefty?
No,
Yeah,
he's
Not
of
really. I
of
don't
the-
think he likes politics at all. He doesn't want
he's of the opinion that he doesn't like Trump, but he also claims that he's not a lefty. So he's in that weird gray area that just hasn't balkanized completely yet.
Have you guys, like, Connell shows up on some of my streams sometimes and hangs out. And have you guys tried the technique I use, which is just calling him on his shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Works really well.
yeah.
He folds like a house of cards. It's amazing.
He folds up like a Turkish prisoner. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Wow, that went dark.
Ooh, speaking of which, Movie Channel here doing movie reviews. Have we done Midnight Express yet?
No,
Mm-mm.
not as of yet.
Would you like to?
Would you like to know more?
Because it leads into an awesome soundtrack involving synth.
What has been
The movie itself is kind of dark, but damn,
I'll
that
check
soundtrack
one out.
hits.
It's got Brad Davis in it.
I watched it in college. That was enough for me.
Who's in it?
When I used
Who's
to,
in
when I used
that
to
movie?
when I used to babysit my nieces and nephews and they'd misbehave, I'd grab them by the foot and take like a wooden tube, like a tissue paper tube, and just beat the bottom of their feet and go, "We're playing Midnight Express now." They never got the joke, but I thought it was funny.
Who's in that? And what's it
That's
about?
brutal. So it's based
So
on
the guy
a true
getting
story. A guy was,
smuggling black tar heroin in Turkey.
yeah, Billy
it's a
Hayes
drug-
was the guy's name, and it's got John Hurt, Bo Hawkins, Randy Quaid, Brad Davis,
Paul
Oh, I
Smith.
like her.
Paul Smith. Yeah,
You know that line in Airplane? You ever been in a Turkish prison, Billy? Well, this movie explains to you what happens in Turkish prisons, Billy.
No.
It's brutal.
I never-
It's a
I
fucking
hope I
brutal
never
film.
go. I hope I never go to prison.
It is
I-
brutal as fuck. Good movie, but like I watched it once and was like, well, I never need to see that ever again in my life. I'm good.
Just the tags that are in IMDb, a public place where I regularly send children to do research for films they might enjoy.
No.
Just the tags for Midnight Express, 1970s, prison drama, gay kiss, watching someone masturbate, social masturbation, and a 341 more. That right there, like, okay,
Jesus.
I don't think I need to watch this with my
Wow.
nieces. and
Is it
nephews.
a bunch of men, right? It's a bunch of men. So you guys are going to watch a movie with a bunch of men masturbating? Is that what you're
I'm-
saying?
no. Taking it out of context. Ah,
You,
Sounds like to me.
you are fake news.
all right. So the whole scene with him masturbating is because he's been in that Turkish prison for way too long. He's messed up in the head, and his girlfriend comes to visit and brings a photo album with a bunch of American money hidden in it. And he goes and cleans his pipes because he hasn't seen a woman in forever. And I'm just going to leave it at that because you got to watch the
So the
movie.
stories I've
and-
heard about
and get it in
prison then aren't
context.
true. So the stories I've heard about prison aren't true. About you get lots of sex.
Well,
in
no,
prison. It's
no.
just
The
not
stories
sex
about prison
anymore.
are probably true, but in the context of this movie, which
Mhm.
no, this movie is a little bit different. It's still brutal. You don't want to go to prison. You definitely don't want to go to prison overseas in a country that you get busted trying to smuggle hashish.
Hey, Bruce, I think 6 Nations, 31 Kings needs a timeout to think about what he's done.
It wasn't me. I'm blaming IDBM.
I'm blaming you for going, we should watch Midnight Express. That's what I'm blaming you for.
I never heard of it. Well, I heard of it. I think I have heard of it. I've never seen it.
D&D needs rules for this. How many torches per mandatory masturbation stop for a party of delvers? I
You see
wonder.
what you've done? You see what you've done? You see?
Yep.
Are we
Yeah.
talking like full rounds or segments? Because like some of us,
Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
You
How's
gotta
that
make
sound like
sure
Bruce finds it?
you have to have magic water, a canteen, because you'll get dried out very quickly.
Okay, it's been fun being here, Bruce. I gotta go. This has gone into like really weird places. I'm so sorry. Bye-bye.
We want to thank Bear for showing up today. Want to appreciate everyone for tuning in, and this is a part of the conversation I was not expecting us to get into.
You know, it's funny when you're talking about film that how easy it is to get distracted into how many torches do you use in a D&D dungeon while masturbating, and do you need holy water for lubricant? I think that's an absolutely valid train of discussion and intellectual inquiry.
Yeah, completely.
How do you learn if you don't ask questions?
By doing. That's how
By
most people
doing?
learn, by doing. I got my
Well,
torch
well, I
going.
was
I
going
don't
to
know how to
segue
do that.
into
Hang on.
the soundtrack
Lessons upon
to the
me. There we
aforementioned
go.
film was done by Giorgio Moroder, who did The Chase, which happened to be the theme song used on the Art Bell show, Coast to Coast.
Yeah, well, that's only until he gets killed by stormtroopers, and then we're stuck with Danny Elfman.
Chase is the Art Bell theme?
Boom, boom,
The
boom,
Chase.
No, it's not. It's from the
Uncredited
Warriors.
by Giorgio Moroder.
boom,
That's
boom,
from the
boom,
Warriors.
boom, 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 boom.
I loved that movie. Yeah, we did review that one.
Isn't that from the Warriors?
Nope.
Nope.
Sounds
That's
like
the Warriors. The Warriors has a different.
That is the Chase. Look at that. I always thought it was the Warriors. I'm so stupid.
What
Well,
was it from?
6 nations and 31 kings. You've redeemed yourself with your Turkish masturbation torch theories.
Hey! Don't drag me into their personal hell. I just mentioned the movie,
Nope,
the
you put
soundtrack.
Listen, you're the asshole who walked up to the bus and put it in gear on the cliff, on the hill. You know, you're responsible for this trip.
Yeah, I thought you seemed like you were very well educated on some things that happen in a prison.
I've never been to prison.
Well,
I've never been arrested. I have never
Either.
been caught.
I haven't
Oh.
got.
Pat and I are going to go to the deep desert now.
Pray for Shai Halud to eat you up.
We're going to go to Pahrump.
Oh.
Mr.
I didn't
Baker,
Oh.
run.
That would
Run, Mr. Baker. Run.
well, where Bear's going, this will be better than Albonia.
Oh.
No.
Mm.
I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. This conversation.
Oh, no, you don't get to end the show. No. This is your party. This is your happening, and clearly it freaks you out.
So I was thinking like, okay, Midnight Express might not be bad because I remember seeing that in Paul Smith's fucking IMDb, and as I was reading through it about 5 minutes ago, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this movie with a purpose of intent to review it. I mean, I don't want to watch the Marine Corps movie with Jake Gyllenhaal for the same reason. You don't want to watch another as a man. You don't want to watch another man masturbate out of pain.
Well,
That's
you
just-
can watch Brokeback Mountain.
So I'm noticing a sort of vibe to the conversation all of a
I
sudden.
was thinking that it's a '70s movie. Another good '70s movie was The Sorcerer, right? Where they're hauling the explosives through the
We should watch that. We
South
already
American
reviewed that
mountains,
movie
and
2 years ago.
Which one?
The Sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
Oh yeah.
The movie
Roy
that almost
Schneider.
killed a couple of actors. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
That is a very good movie, but that bridge scene was scary as shit.
yeah.
Have you reviewed Midnight Cowboy yet?
Not yet.
I'm walking here. Come on, it's a classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, asshole wants attention. Fine, asshole gets attention. There.
Oh, he can't help it. He hears you talking and he knows you're not talking to him.
Well, I do know
Well-
this much about Janet and Bruce. Bruce has not said when. I don't think Bruce said he's going to either, but it wouldn't surprise me, as how I should put this, if Bruce one day said, "Oh, Janet, we're covering Willy's Wonderland."
No, we're not going to do that.
I'll take another.
That's a movie that Janet will separate from me on.
Oh, it's
What about Mandy?
horrible. I could barely
Instead
watch
of Willy's Wonderland,
20 minutes.
Man,
do the
Mandy's
movie
amazing.
Mandy.
Mandy's an amazing film. What's wrong with Willy's Wonderland, Janet?
It was horrible. It was the worst movie I've ever seen.
That's her
couldn't even
kryptonite
watch
right
the
there,
movie.
as far as movies go.
So, Janet, I'm going to go on a limb and say I don't know what your normal tastes are like, but if that's the worst movie you've ever seen, I've got some contenders I could show you.
Right, so does Bruce. He took me to some website and was showing me some movies he's wanting to watch or has watched in the past, and I was like, I'm glad I hadn't seen any of them.
So, okay, here's an example. I'm going on an 80s trip and trying to find all the big 80s films I never watched because I had no interest in them at the time. And I
Yeah.
watched The All-Nighter a couple of days ago.
Never heard of it.
That's a really bad film. Susanna Hoffs. It was like going to be her big movie career breakthrough. The chick from the Bangles that everyone wanted to fuck. And it is an insanely bad movie.
What is it about?
I don't know. I saw it and I can't tell you because it's just a bunch of disjointed bullshit.
Yeah, see,
I
that's
think
what
it's about facing the fear
Willy's
of ending
Wonderland
college.
or whatever. It had
No, there was a plot to Willy's Wonderland. There was a
There
throughway.
was.
You could follow it from the start to the finish. The All-Nighter just has random events happen. You just go, why do I care about any of this all of a sudden? What the fuck's going on? But that's okay. I then saw a much much, much worse film last night. Let me get the title for you because this movie has to be seen to be believed. How bad it is. I got it because one of the YouTubers I watch recommended it as a movie to watch, and then when it was over, I just was like, "What the fuck did I just do with my life? I need to reconsider everything I do because this was an awful film." It's called American Rampage, 1989. It's the year it was made, and it's a low-budget action film, like in the vein of like Samurai Cop. Okay.
Yeah.
It's that low budget. But Samurai Cop, I can watch from start to finish and go, well, it's a shit story, but at least there's a story I can follow. This one, wow. Just wow. I highly recommend everyone watch it so you have a new baseline for what a shit movie is.
Well, has anybody seen that one? Someone else in here?
What's the name of that
American
movie?
Rampage.
American.
Sounds familiar though.
It sounds like it's right up Bruce's alley to me.
It's like it wants to be an Andy Sedaris film, but has none of Andy Sedaris' talent. Let me say that again. It has none of Andy Sedaris' talent. Let me read you the IMDb stinger on it, okay? A female Los Angeles cop relentlessly tries to bring down a powerful drug cartel kingpin, I suppose, and losing partner after partner in the process amid the frequent shootouts of her social life or lack of. That's about 1/3, maybe a quarter of the story of the movie. The rest of it's just random scenes that make no fucking sense that end in bad shootouts. Oh my God, this movie is so bad. And you're talking to a man who's like going to do an Andy Sedaris film. I've got all his films now. I'm going to do like a marathon one day of just watching every Andy Sedaris film from the first to the last. I'm going to skip his son's films. And I can get through all that shit. This, I was like, oh my God. The only reason I kept watching it was because it was like watching a fucking train wreck. And the train was full of like orphans and nuns. And you're just watching it going, how can this get any worse? Oh, they had puppies in the cargo container. Oh, man. That's how bad this film is.
And they're putting out the fire with the nuns and the children.
With napalm.
With napalm.
They're using napalm to put out the fire. And it has sex scenes. Hey, who wants sex scenes? I didn't after this movie was over. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I don't ever need to see that again. They go to a strip club. Oh, no, just no.
Not even the B-team, huh?
What's
Lena.
right? Oh, yeah.
You made this.
Lena Quigley has a cameo in it. And it's clearly they went and hired Lena Quigley for a scene that they shoot in one location with her, and her character comes into the story and dies, and you're done. That's how Lena Quigley's in the movie. She was their star power.
She remembers the movie. She remembers filming it, but she never knew if it was released.
Oh, it was released.
That's in the
I
trivia.
might have
for the
seen
fucking
that movie now
American
that I'm looking
Rampage.
at some of the scene stills. It might have been on like USA Up All Night or something.
Oh, I'm
Are
sure.
you not allowed to show any of the stills, Bruce?
Let me get over to that.
Because I'm trying to picture all these characters, and I don't know anybody.
It is awful. It is an awful film.
I'm happy.
Like, in the days before YouTube, back in the day, we used to make our own action films on my buddy's first his Super 8 camera and then on our video camera. And they were stupid and bad, and we crappy special effects, and we didn't know how to make squibs, so we'd make these giant squibs that would explode and white out the camera and what have you. But we had fun, and we watched every bad film we could just to get ideas, okay? And I have a deep appreciation for shitty, schlocky action films, and this movie almost broke me. What are we looking for?
The American Rampage. I just went into Lena Quigley's
Quote, 89.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
Here we are. American Rampage.
4.3 stars. There, that should give you an idea of how many fucking stupid people there are in the world. There's our female lead. There's her first partner who gets killed after
I
her sex scene with
recognize her. I've seen her in something, but not that movie.
All the bad guys look like they hang out at like a stereo store in the 80s, which is really fun. She has this constant, there's Lena. She has this constant frown on her face. She has like frog mouth. Like, it's really disturbing. Random tits, because you got to have random tits. There it is. There's Frog Face. How you doing, Frog Face?
I recognize her. I recognize that bitch face.
What's her name? Kelly J or something like that?
Carrie J.
Carrie J. I don't think she's done anything else, has she?
I don't think so.
Would you after that?
Yeah, that entire sequence that you just saw on the box cover does not happen in the movie ever. That does, sadly, but you don't ever see a helicopter blow up. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Yeah, it's a pretty bad fucking movie.
They have 13 stills of this movie, 3 of which I think are box art.
Which may or may not actually exist in the film.
Yeah. All right.
For those of you who watch this film and, like me, lose a portion of your life you're never getting back, you're welcome.
Carrie J, known for American Rampage. Actress, American Rampage.
And we're done.
That's it. That's all she's got. There might be a porn IMDb where she has more credits, but I don't think IMDb imports that.
They don't want to be associated with this film.
I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it.
The woman that was in the hamburger movie we reviewed, the one that got the smile on her face while she was eating dinner. Remember, someone was under the table. Now, wasn't she? She wasn't in very many movies because I didn't know who she was until I saw her in that one.
I actually like Hamburger the Motion Picture.
Never seen it.
Silly movie, fun to
I
watch.
laughed a lot. I thought it was really funny.
For it being as 80s as it is, it really held up well. Would recommend anybody to see Hamburger the Motion Picture. I mean, Dick Butkus plays the drill sergeant that gets everybody ready to be restaurateur.
Well, I can highly recommend The Stupids. It's a really funny movie.
Ooh, thunder.
Yeah. Only 10 stills from this movie. The first 2 minutes of the film are American food porn of people just eating hamburgers and fries. Let's see. Randy Brooke, Jack Blessing, Barbara Winnery. I'm trying to remember who the lady was at the start of the show that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, isn't she the one I dressed up like?
Yep.
the teacher.
Yeah. I think it was Leslie Scarborough. Yep.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
You all right?
Well, I'm a ginger, so she didn't get my soul because I don't have one. But fuck, if I had a soul, she just stole it. Jesus Christ. Go back to Crazy Eyes, man. Look at that Crazy Eyes. I mean, okay, there we go. What the fuck?
Wasn't she a brunette in the movie, though?
She had darker brown hair in the movie. It was quite fun. She looked like a early Sarah Palin. Sort of fun, crazy shit that you do in college.
There's no picture of her from the movie?
Say again?
There's not a picture of her from the movie?
No, there's not, which I don't understand why. That That was like one of the better parts of the film. Now, the entire movie's good, but like when you're watching that, you're happy that you're a man. She just quit acting back in '91. She wants to be a grandma now, I guess. I got bear soul. Thank you, bear.
Freaking Shang Tsung them. Your soul is mine.
Oh.
Here's a tip for middle-aged women: raccoon eyes, not sexy. Just fucking terrifying.
Yes, it was Dick Butkus, a Chicago Bears player. He had a limited acting career. He did a lot of good films as a big guy. He was
What was
also
the TV show he was on?
he was on Blue Thunder.
No, there's another show he was on.
Him and Bubba played on Blue Thunder together.
Let's take a look at his IMDb. Oh, he's acting as of 2014. And I guess he passed away recently, did he?
3 years ago.
2020, he died last year. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's in Necessary Roughness, which is really good. He's in The Last Boy Scout.
Your DM on Discord, Bruce.
Oh, wow. I have to share something.
You remember that?
Oh no!
I do.
Here it comes, Bear.
What's this?
Hello, it's Janet from another planet.
Oh, damn.
Join Bruce and I tonight as we review the movie Hamburger, the motion picture, starring Lee McCloskey. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, you don't have raccoon eyes. It's not scary.
That's okay. That's not the clip I thought it was. I thought
That's what she looked like in the movie. Well, it's like
perfect.
what she looked like.
Well, then I will definitely have to check out Hamburger the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if that's his real name or not. It's just that's what we got, man. And he was a footballer, so we all knew that he was probably tougher than us.
tough enough to take on a bear.
Yeah, Janet, I remember that short you did. That was a great short.
What are we talking about now? Is this going to be more Janet's cleavage?
I don't have cleavage to advertise, so she outranks me on that.
Well, I can't help it. If they pick movies where the characters have cleavage showing, that's who I dress up like.
Nice work, Janet. Blame
But I
them.
did order me some bald wigs, so I get to be a bald character if somebody picks a movie with bald women in it.
Well, that could easily be done with the first Star Trek movie.
No, that's what I'm hoping we do. Beat ya.
1138. One of my lesser.
Okay, so Hamburger the movie is on YouTube, or Hamburger the motion picture. Sorry.
Yes,
All right, I will watch this.
it's an entertaining film.
Yeah, Bruce liked the shower scene.
I didn't have a problem with that movie at all. Thought it was pretty good. Thought it was worthwhile.
Have you ever watched 1984 She, Sandal Bergman?
Yes, I have.
Okay. This movie is a D&D adventure path waiting to happen. Yes, Dick Butkus was in something with Emmanuel Lewis. That is correct, sir. The hell was that show?
Oh, that was Webster.
No, it wasn't Dick Butkus.
No, that wasn't Dick Butkus.
George.
No, that was
Mongo.
You were thinking of Webster,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Mongo.
The guy that played Mongo was in Webster.
Yeah.
Mongo like.
And on Mongo like candy. Sheriff Bart whipped Mongo's ass good.
Mongo is just a pawn in the game of life.
Yeah, there's a lot of one shot appearances that Butkus did on TV, but he didn't really star in any TV shows. Sadly. Except for Blue Thunder. He did 11 episodes of the Blue Thunder TV series, which is not worth remembering, just so we're all clear on that.
I did like the movie.
Oh, and he was also on
but
My
that had
Two
Roy Scheider in
Dads.
it.
No, he was
But,
on My Two Dads. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
Blue
my
Thunder
apologies.
was meh. It's okay.
Well, the movie was okay, and the show was whatever. I worked with Roy
Mhm.
Scheider in the 90s on something, and all I remember was at that point.
Was it Sequest? Because that was a good show.
No, it was,
in my opinion.
some movie of the week he shot here in Montreal where he played the president. And
Mhm.
I was helping my buddy who was doing the guns on that one out. And all I remember seeing him on the Video Village capture and just going, Jesus, he looks like a Muppet. Like, that's all I could think in my head was that Roy Scheider looked like a Muppet. It was like, holy fuck. Well, don't everyone talk at once.
I know.
I was in mid swallow and kind of munching on some food.
Uh-oh, you.
Sorry.
Well, this
You
is
dirty
a the Hamburger the movie is a really good film. Dick Butkus is an actor. I don't really remember more than like 5 or 6 roles he had. I just can't remember the thing he did with Emmanuel Lewis. I thought Mongo was the guy that was with Emmanuel Lewis on Webster.
No,
and
you're
that was-
right.
Okay.
No, you're right on that. Yeah, that's what's his name, Alex Karras.
That's it. And
He's
he just
also-
passed a couple years ago.
He 2012. He did some other stuff that he was really good in too. Like, just trying to remember some of his stuff. Porky's. He was in Porky's as the sheriff. Porky's brother.
Mm-hmm.
What else has he done? He was in Against All Odds. Really? Wow.
He was in Victor Victoria as Squash Bernstein.
Never seen that movie.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Wow, I love that movie. It was one of my mother's favorites movies.
Yeah, and again, a lot of one episode stuff.
Yeah. He was
So that's
Jughead.
been Porky's. Sorry?
He was Jughead Miller in the Alcatraz Whole Shocking Story.
I don't think that's the Alcatraz we're thinking of.
No.
It does not mean what you think it means.
He actually had a lot of.
I love saying that to Jackie whenever he starts throwing around the word gay because he throws it around so nonchalantly.
Who's Jackie?
Shadow and Son.
Shadow Son.
Oh, does Jackie say gay a lot?
Yep.
Yes. Well, he did for a while. To the point that I love saying, I don't think exactly what you did, Bear. I can't quote it right at this particular second, but because he would throw it around at ridiculous times.
I wonder if that was intentional, like the shock value of it all.
Probably. Eric Karras and Jeff Bridges and Against All Odds.
I worked with Bo Bridges. He was nice-ish.
I always thought it was interesting how football pads make you look almost like a cartoon triangle.
How what?
Football pads make you look like a cartoon triangle. You know how some cartoons draw people very triangularly from the waist up?
Well, when you have the ability to develop your muscles, you work out your back enough, you get an actual triangular look because you do have these wide shoulders, and you typically will have a smaller waist.
Well, you'll get the V if you have the smaller midsection, or if you're like me, you get a Y because you have a thicker trunk.
Yeah.
Or it could be like me, which is just a log all the way down.
Well, I mean, all these bitches keep saying they want a man with a six-pack. Baby, I bring a keg. Forget your six pack. I got a keg.
Lots of women like love handles. They don't all want a six pack.
Sweetheart, I haven't got love handles. I've got love safety attachments. I've got.
Well, we don't want to drown in the river.
I've got love fasteners. I've got. In the event of an air water landing, I can be used as a flotation device. Yes.
Well, just so you know, Bear, your face doesn't make you look that fat.
No. My face is the place. I can show you pictures of me from films I worked in when I was at my biggest, where my face is super round. But normally, as I lose weight and I get more in shape, it goes from my face first.
Yeah.
And never from my midsection. It just stays.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I've got love crash bars. Yeah, exactly. I've got oh shit handles on my side. And oh shit, we're going to crash. It's great. It works out perfectly.
I was just reading about Susan Clark, Alex Karras's wife, and they had a daughter, Katie. She died of Katie, and he died of kidney failure in 2012, which that would make sense.
That's fair.
Sucks. Yeah,
She was
good.
He was a good actor. It's a shame he passed. I mean, look, it's never nice when anyone dies. I'm a big fan of, like, you know what, when a human being ends their existence, that's a sad thing. And you know, and the as I said on my stream this morning, if you're all edge and no point, you're a pizza cutter. So I don't want to hear about, well, this person deserved to die. Let's not go down those roads. Let's just leave it at, death is a horrible thing that waits us all at the end of the road. The death rate amongst the human race is 100%. So fucking live now. Don't be an asshole. And be nice to people and have a fun time and don't hurt. Pretty straightforward fucking guides to live your life by, yet so many people seem to not be able to grasp that. And it's not their fault. Everybody has damage from their lives that they carry in their heads, and it forms their personality, sadly, and sometimes it makes them into bad people or difficult people or mean people or whatever the case may be. But the good news is you can fix that if you want. You can take the effort to not be that person. But you got to try.
Should try.
Sadly, we're in the generation of it's not my fault because. And it's not my fault because is never the answer. It might not be your fault, but it is your choices that you're doing. So, as a friend of mine who is on the spectrum said, my being on the spectrum is the reason I'm like this, but I choose how I do things. And it's very important,
Yeah.
And that's a little life lesson for y'all from the Bear Cave. Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
And if you did miss it, back in 2007, there was a moment on television where Emmanuel Lewis looked big, and that was on the Surreal Life when they had him and Vern Troyer on TV together. Not trying to kick Vern at all, rest in peace, little guy, but it's one time where you get to see how Emmanuel Lewis did mature and did get older.
Gary, what's his name?
Gary
Coleman.
He didn't. He stayed the same his whole life, man. Like, it was creepy. Like, he just was Gary Coleman and that look until he passed. And then it was just, he was gone. He seemed stuck in time or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that was different from what I've seen of little people.
Yeah.
Normally they age. He didn't look like he aged. He got a little bit gray, but physically, it was all the same.
I like the fact that with the world that we had, Gary Coleman, we were able to see Emmanuel Lewis come in later and kind of ride that train that Gary Coleman helped lay the track for. It was a pretty interesting thing. It sucks about how the different Strokes kids turned out. The only one living from that cast now is Todd Bridges in a prison somewhere, I believe. That sucks.
I literally have found the ultimate I'm 12 and find stupid stuff funny picture. Ready? I'm going to present it here, and you can see if you want to pop it up or not. But this is 100% the universe has a 12-year-old sense of humor.
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in Uranus at the Fudge Factory. Oh my God.
I'm saying, man, that's the universe's 12-year-old humor coming through right there.
I love it. We need that. The universe is not as fun as it wants to be, or as fun as we want it to be. It's
Well,
cruel.
I don't think we need a. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. We could continue talking about little people, like
We really
Michael
should.
Dunn or David Rappaport.
We could always talk about the fact people tried to get little people tossing up in my city, up in my town.
Dwarf tossing is still illegal, right?
I think that's based on state.
The state where it's at. Some places it's completely legal. Some places you get arrested for thinking about it. Don't recommend. We need to go somewhere they believe in freedom first, then we can toss dwarves. Bear,
I think it's the most hilarious. Sorry.
No, I go ahead, say what you need to crafting, because I'm going to ask Bear someone kind of in depth here, or at least lengthy.
Okay. What I was going to say is that what I think the most hilarious is about dwarf tossing. Most of the time, those dwarf when they do that, they get buku bucks because they also have to be paid.
The equivalent of hazard pay or something.
Thank you, hazard pay. Because technically, if someone tosses low or not far, they could end up getting hitting the ground before they hit the target.
So Bear, one of the reasons why I was just surprised that Bear wanted to be part of today's stream. He's crafting a game that a lot of us remember from an earlier iteration, and it wasn't my game of choice back in the day. Although when my friends ran it, they knew the source material, they loved it, and they made it fun. And then as time went on, it sweetened the memory in my head. Bear, you're doing this wonderful comic book hero based RPG. How are things going with it?
So Nerd's Nerd put it best when she referred to it as the game of Theseus. We've had to replace half the staff on the people working on the project because of various reasons. Some being, their personal lives had a sudden bad turn, and we had to deal with that reality. And some of it because they just, decided they didn't want to do it anymore, and that, that's nice. The amount of money I have to put into the project for my own personal money is crippling, but it will get done. It's just going to take the amount of time it takes, but it will come out, and it will be the best we can possibly make it to be. We have some fantastically talented people replacing the people who left, who are also fantastically talented, but these other people are really, really came through and were more than happy to step up and fill the thing. But as I said at the beginning of the crowdfunding, when you produce a project like this, you will run into problems that throwing money at them is the only way to fix them. And that's why I'm going to have to put a lot of my own personal money into this and get it out. But I will get it the fuck out. It will come out. And from there, we'll see what I can produce after to try and recoup my losses. But I will be taking a bath on this for sure.
Hearing stuff like this is probably the reason why I'm glad I know people who have done this before me, because I do want to do it at some point. And this gives me a really good warning as to what I should and should not be expecting.
Well, here's my piece of advice to anyone doing a game. Do it as a PDF with an option for print on demand later. Do not include print on demand in your funding, and you'll have a much better life.
I've heard
Trust
that.
me.
I've actually heard from a couple different people. Start with a PDF, and then if you find out it's really good, then do a Kickstarter for printable stuff.
Sure. That works. Oh well, live and learn.
I don't get to talk to you that much, although we have each other on Discord. I don't go read your Discord as much as I should because apparently you've got some good information in there.
Well, there's some good chat and stuff, but my Patreon's where most of everything is happening right now.
Okay.
My Patreon's $5 a month, and every week I put up 5 new heroes and 5 new villains minimum for people to use in their heroic games. Plus other stuff. We put up adventures, new rules, lore for my Zenith universe, my Zenith Comics universe, playtest rules of stuff that are ideas we want to see how they work out. Put up even a 3-part free adventure. $5 a month. Highly recommended. If you're going to play heroic, join the Patreon.
I'm looking for that link right
Yeah, I was
now.
going to say, share your link in the chat.
Well, I can't share links in the chat because it's not my channel, but what I can do is put it
Go
in the
ahead.
private chat, and Bruce can pop it up.
Throw it over to me. There we go.
Well, here, look. I'll give you an idea of what we've been doing just lately. Like, I'll just go through only the stuff that is recent. I'm sharing the image with you if you want to pop it up, Bruce.
Yep.
Oh, no one. They shot him. No more
Okay.
Bruce.
So
This is the Patreon. So we put up a thing about what we're doing characters for right now, which is a part of the universe. I even made it a live read on my channel. You can go listen to that if you want, where I read the backstory in character. But like we got some villains, some heroes, more villains, more heroes, more villains. This one you can't see very well because of the way it cropped, but there you go. That's another one of the characters. And before anyone bitches and moans and complains, yes, I use AI art for the purposes of the Patreon only. Mm-hmm. I will never publish anything for sale using AI art, but I just like using it to get the looks down so that way when I go to an artist, I can go, here, this is what he looks like, draw that. And then as a result, we don't waste time farting around with the back and forth of what's going on. All characters are fully statted for use in Heroic, and sometimes within those characters, you'll find new pieces of lore, new pieces of game mechanic, new ideas that you can use in your games. And then sometimes I have original art for older characters like the Mighty Turtle, which is one of the most popular characters I've ever created. People love him. But it's fun. There's lots of stuff. And literally, I also have, before June, I think, is when we started going for Heroic only. There's all my fucking Bastard Sword and D&D ideas and other fantasy and all types of role-playing stuff from the old stuff going back years. $5 a month, man. You get access to all of it. And it keeps coming every week. At minimum, every week. 5 new heroes, 5 new villains for you.
That's awesome. Very impressive.
And that money that you put into Heroic goes into the Patreon, goes to paying for the game to be finished and making sure we get all the art done and all that kind of stuff. So if you think I'm not supporting you because you use AI art and I only believe in supporting artists, you're creating a double-edged sword for yourself because the money you use there pays for the artists. So, catch-22. But that's the way it is.
Writing a game is art. It's a form of art. Just like writing a song is a form of art.
Well, no, but I use AI to generate the art for the Patreon. And some people have their nose bent out of shape about AI art, and I agree and disagree with various aspects of it. But at the same time, I could not do what I'm doing to produce this material in a good way if I had to pay for each and every piece of art I'm doing. But I've got artists doing art for the game that are using the money I'm generating on the Patreon to pay them to produce original art for the game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of, good.
Yeah, excellent example, Janet, is I've been looking at some art from other people. And my very first version of my book will probably be AI art, and then I'll do something later where it comes out with real art once I can actually afford it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Wolfbreaker.
Real art is very expensive.
The Crafting Gamer, you know the Wolfbreaker, right?
I've heard of him.
Okay, well, if you see him in the chat again, follow him because he is writing his own comic book, and he has friends that are artists. And they're starving artists. So there you go. And they're really good. I've seen a lot of their work. So
it's all, Janet, I agree with the term starving artist, but one thing I've noticed about North American artists is they're starving until you negotiate price with them, and suddenly they think they deserve Marvel
Well,
and DC
I bet
prices.
he would want to
Like-
work with you. Help you
Sorry?
work. I'm saying that I bet he would be able to work with you on coming up with ideas for characters and stuff.
Well, I don't need help with that. I got my
No,
own
not
stuff.
you. I'm talking about crafting gamer because he hasn't gotten his
Oh,
card.
TCG, yeah. TCG, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a pretty good deal. You know, that's like $3.70 US and
Well,
Canada bucks,
yeah.
No, it's $5 American, sir. It's not Canadian bucks.
or 98 bucks in pesos for our friends real south
Well-
of the border.
Well, Shadow, I was talking to Shadow, I think, yesterday, and we were talking about I wouldn't mind having some flags for my game. And Jackie, one of the things he does is make flags. He was, I think he offered to make flags for one of the games that Shadow's friends are producing. And they did a very successful Kickstarter. Arduin, yes. Jackie got paid $1,000 for 70 flags. And when Nauman did the calculations, I did, so I know how much I might want to offer him per flag. And it came out to just under $15 a flag.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
That's
No, it's not.
really, really low price, because I guarantee if you went and found an artist and asked them to do some flags for you, they'd be starting at, well, I'll do 2 flags a page and I need $150 per page, and that's only for pencils, and they get really, really technical with you, and you just go, thanks, I'm good.
Well, luck, I have a bit of an advantage in that point. I'm not even an amateur drawer, but I've drawn enough to know, yeah, you're scamming me on those prices.
It is what it is, man. Look, it's they
Yeah.
determine it as what their time is worth. Okay, and that's fine.
I
I also have to
understand that.
determine what I can pay. So if your time is worth more than I can pay, no harsh feelings from me. Good luck, good Godspeed, and I hope someone comes and pays you what you think you're worth, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Well,
don't think I'm cheap because I can't afford to pay you $300 for one piece of art for one page in a role playing game I'm not making money on. You know.
well, yeah. And there's also you yourself have to see what the
This reminds me
how
of
is
the
this
whole
like?
conversation with Tommy doing that diecast model of the Enterprise.
Mhm.
Tommy has been the go-to for diecast models for years, and then they go and have this Kickstarter for this kick-ass Enterprise, and then like they realize, holy shit, we bit off more than we can chew. So then they had to cut corners and try and finagle stuff, because like for the price that you're paying, it would have skyrocketed. So like for $600, you get this 40-pound freaking awesome looking
32
USS
inch
Enterprise. Yeah. One 3/50th scale, right? Epic freaking endeavor. Was it 100% what they promised? No, but it was pretty damn close. I'd say like 80-85% of what they promised was in there. The engineering, though, was just too great of a task. So if you got 600 bills, it might be worth it. You got that type of disposable income? Yeah, totally would buy it.
If you have that kind of
Yeah.
disposable income and you like superheroes, talk to me. I got some deals
Well,
for you.
Oh, what I was going to say was you also have to consider what you are willing to pay to what the artist does. I'm not saying like undervalue him, but some artists value themselves in ways that are both under and greater than they actually are. I've seen people like, well, Jackie, I've seen a couple of the flags. $15 a flag, like Bear said, is really, really cheap. It's like, you probably should charge a little more than that, Jackie. Well, then again, he offered to do it for free. They just paid him $1,000 because he did so many flags.
So this is something I used to argue about with an artist I worked with when we were doing comics. When I was a professional actor, I would do student films for free. I would do indie films where I got, fed and paid $25 a day. And it's all part of paying your dues. And then once I was working all the time and I was an actual working actor and I was making money, I'd still do these things to basically repay what the places I learned my craft and honed my art. I would go backwards and say, yeah, I'll do your student film. I don't mind, as long as it's not conflicting with anything. Or, oh, yeah, I'll come out and do your horror film for a month. I get to stay in Nanaimo for a month and get paid, $100 a day and get fed 3 meals a day. I'm in, sure. Sounds like fun. It's called paying your dues at the start, and it's called giving back at the end. And it just seems to be like actors get it, musicians get it. And people who have the visual arts don't seem to get that. And I think that's probably because I could be completely wrong on this and just talking out my ass, but I think that's because visual artists tend to be introverts more than they tend to be extroverts. So they don't have that working with other people vibe. They don't have that networking thing. They're used to people coming to them for something that they want from them. So they don't have that, community sense. I think. I don't know. Just seems about the only thing I can figure out logically for it.
No, it does make sense, honestly.
But yeah, listen, we all create because we love, not because we're going to get rich. If I wanted to be rich, I'd become a plumber.
Or electrician.
No, less likely to get killed being a plumber.
Yeah, that's really true. I know 2 electricians that are now dead because of just shit arts. Things happen.
Well, man whoring is dying art.
If you want to be a man whore, go ahead and be a plumber. You're gonna have opportunity to make a happy housewife happier for you, giving her 3 minutes of your time.
The worst part about living in porno
3
world
minutes.
is... Hang on, Bruce. The worst part about living in porno world is this. Sometimes you just want to eat the pizza. Sometimes you actually do need your pipes fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have pizza's here. Thank God, I'm so hungry. Why is your cock out? No. Put that away. I just want the pizza back. Look, here's money. I can pay you. Please just leave the pizza and take your penis and go. Please.
But I'm just saying that, like, in plumbing world, like, you do have the occasions. I've been a plumber for almost 5 years now, and that has been a possibility in about a handful of situations if I wanted to. But you don't want to do that. You're sitting where you eat. You don't want to do that, young man. Don't do that. Do not do that.
The best part about being a plumber is, like, if you're good, you'll start off working in shit, and then you'll build up enough of a client base that you can hire young guys to go work in the shit for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to a point where you don't have to touch poop anymore, which is nice.
You're always touching it in some form or fashion, even
not if you own the company. If you own the company, you don't ever have to look at shit again other than your own.
If you own the company, though, you're dealing with shit that you'd rather just deal with the shit than, like, deal with that shit.
That aside, I'm talking about actual fecal matter, sir, not proverbial shit.
Real shit. I'm just gonna say that you'll be dealing with somebody's. You're ordering the parts for an ATU system, which is a lift station with a multi-chamber situation where they take shits and baths, and it fills up a tank, then it spills over to another tank, then it filters it, and it goes into a third tank. And when that fills up, then it shoots off through a bleach filter out through the yard in a sprinkler system, which is just stupid, but that's Americans. And that's what America wants right now, apparently. It's a bad idea, but okay, whatever. You'll be dealing with this. You'll have a part that's not existed on a factory floor for 8 years. You've got to figure out, how do I get this lift station running again? And you realize you'd rather just be a dumb kid with a shovel digging down to the top of a septic tank than having to try to reverse engineer a part for a lift station. You'd rather.
But are you touching, smelling, and feeling fecal matter, Bruce?
Okay. At the end of the day, you're going to touch it either through yourself or through a proxy. So
I don't know about this proxy. I think you're being ephemeral, and I'm being literal. I think that's the difference.
Okay, if you're fucking if your kid or if your hiree, if they bottle out, if they're like, listen, I've been on this job for 13 hours, can I come back to it tomorrow? And you're like, no, we got to get this done tonight. You eventually will have to go out. And as much as a 45 or 55 or 65-year-old man doesn't want to touch shit, he is a plumber, and touching shit it's part of the job.
I see. How much is that 45, 55, 65-year-old man getting for going out at that 13th hour?
About 120,000 to 250,000 a year.
I think you can touch shit.
Yeah.
If you're going to touch shit like twice a year for that kind of money,
Yeah. That's about the frequency you have to do stuff like that.
well, there you go.
When
So
you're
again-
when you're owning the company, and you've got a handful of employees that are supposed to be doing your stuff for you, you're going to have one that you fucked up. You hired him, you shouldn't have, and he makes you go out and touch shit.
Okay, so back to my original point. If I wanted to be rich, I would have been a plumber, and if I wanted a longer life, I would not be an electrician. There we are.
Yeah.
Everything I said stands.
Yeah. And even as a plumber, I deal with electricity too much because I got to deal with lift stations.
Are like these in people's houses?
Out in the backyard.
Wow. Can you
So
like
have
live
you
in a
found
part of
the-
the country where people aren't high-tech hillbillies instead?
Say again? High-tech hillbillies. What do you mean?
Well, they don't have sprinkler shit systems in their houses. They just have plumbing.
They have plumbing that goes out to a tank and a setup in their
And
yard.
I get that. I'm just saying, like,
And
never mind. Joke is fell apart.
You don't have like the if the ATU system fails, if it really fucks up, and if you've got like problems with that system, if that system is a 2001 or a 1998 Hoot manufactured system, and you can't find the parts for it, you're looking at the customer saying, "I need about $7,500 so I can get a replacement for you."
Now, here's a question: do you guys not have public sewer in your country?
We do.
See, because what they do here is they attach you to the main,
Mhm.
so that your sewer doesn't go to a septic tank; it goes out into the main.
But that's in the city. If you live in the
Yeah.
country,
That's it. So I'm talking about the city where you'll make the most money as a plumber.
well,
No. The most money to be made is
still.
you don't want to really work in the city because the city has its own problems, and you're dealing with inspectors all the time, and you're waiting on parts. Like majority of your time, your hands are in your ass. You're waiting on parts. You don't want to do
Getting
that.
paid? Am I getting paid while I'm waiting on those parts?
You a lot of times no, but you'll average about 120 to 170,000 a year.
I can put my hands in my ass for that kind of money.
Okay. When the
Oh
parts
dear
come in,
God.
you beat Johnny on the spot. That's it. You know, you gotta fucking be able to answer the call.
Yeah. No.
And
Also, I'm 54. I have no desire to start a new career as a plumber. I'm good.
Okay, but I mean, even shovel operators make $50K a year here, but that's just shovel operators.
Yeah, you can't live on $50K in Canada anymore.
No, not anywhere else either. But being a plumber, relatively easy job. All you're doing is just trying to get things to flow from this side of the pipe to that side of the pipe, and that's it. That's all this is. If you have any background in firefighting or oil field work, then you are a plumber. You don't realize it, you're a plumber. That's all that the job is. Firefighters get water from the truck to the fire, which involves pumps, which make it go from that side of the hose, that side of the hose. That's it.
Remember when we were talking about movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, we kind of went out in left field on this thing. I was going to say, like, life is like a toilet paper roll. You're either,
Well,
you're either
we'll
on
kind
a
of bring it
roll
back
or
to-
you're taking shit from some asshole. That's where I thought this was going. And now,
the
it's
both
gone
stick-
into
sorry.
this whole career opportunity in the, what is it? The plumbing arts?
Sanitation arts.
Custodial? Sanitation arts.
Sanitation.
There we go.
I get the joke
Well,
you're making, though. I love that movie.
Well, to continue with the with this theme, bring it back to movies and talk about video games all in the same segment. Dead Space has a video advertisement for a video called The Clogger, which is about a guy who can travel through sewage drains, comes up the pipe and sucks your internal organs out your ass with a plunger.
Imagine being a person that 50K a year is a small amount. Okay, imagine being a citizen of Canada.
Or California. Or New
Or
York.
New York State. Or
Yeah.
Texas.
I was going to make a reference to Sewer Shark, which is the best
$50,000 a year in Arkansas.
sewer-based
that's
video
good
game.
money. That's good money.
I'm going to talk with Janet about anything other than video games. Hey, Janet.
Well, you might want to be careful. She played Goat Simulator.
That's good. Good for her.
It's a
Don't
fun
have to talk
game.
about it. Nah, now we're talking about it. Nah, fuck.
No, I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. I'm
No,
just
it's okay,
saying.
Janet. Ain't my show. Talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. I'm good.
But
Not
the
mine
thing
either.
is, I wanted to know. Okay, so Heroic, you're on this campaign to finish that. About how many more months do you have? Do you think before you have your first initial release?
All the months. Our goal is to get the art-free version out by Christmas, and then after that, it'll be ready when it's ready. But that's why I've been transparent at every step of the process with the backers and everyone involved that it is not coming out before it's ready. Don't get antsy. Just understand it's going to take time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Once you're
experiencing with my
finished,
own game.
once you're finished and
200 years into the future, the AI version of Bear has finally completed the game. Our
Because world domination got
our ancestors have crawled out of the vaults.
constantly add new characters to it, so it keeps evolving.
well, it's not a video game, so
No, I know.
we have source material being produced. We have 3 adventures being written.
Mhm.
We've got all those lovely Patreon characters that can eventually be put into source books and collections of villains and heroes for you.
Mhm.
Lots of stuff we can do. So it'll have leg, it'll have life, but we got to get through the first part, which is getting the goddamn game out.
Yeah.
And then, seeing how it sells, obviously.
Yeah.
Sadly, we live in a world where we probably made the lion's share of our money off the backer kit, and that's our audience. So we'll see what happens.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, self-publishing is a labor of love. Don't do it because you want money.
Well, I'm self-publishing, but it's not anything to do with games.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm talking about niche within niche within niche, which is what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, I just write.
I'm thinking about it. People have been telling me I should, and I'm like, okay, maybe we'll see. I don't know.
But I
Well,
do it
for
for
the-
myself, basically.
I don't know anybody else that writes superhero RPGs, so it was something I wanted to ask, and having you here makes it easy to ask. So I appreciate you honoring me on that and just giving that answer, because it's a nice little project you've got.
Thank you.
Heroic looks like a lot of fun.
It is. We do a
It's
live
a-
play on my channel.
It's an easy system to learn because there's really, if you're a long-term gamer, there's not much to learn. It's the same thing as what Marvel Superheroes was years ago. It's great, easy game.
Well, it's updated. There's some changes, and they matter. But no, it's very simple. I like to pride it on the idea that you can teach anyone to play in 10 minutes, and they'll be able to play. But it's a labor of love. I'll tell you that for sure. And I'm eating a lot of stress over this, and that's why when you said hero coming off, it's like just can I have one day where I don't talk about this goddamn game? But apparently that's okay too. So I'm just being a whiny bitch. But I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I'm putting about 10K of personal money into this, which I don't currently have. So I have to actually generate cash and things like that in my life. And it sucks. And self-publishing is a very difficult fucking thing to do in a niche market within a niche. Also, and I say this with all the love in the world, I wasn't born an attractive lady with tits. Therefore, I don't get to play the game on easy mode. I get to play it in the hard mode where no one gives a fuck about what I do. And there aren't, people ready to just throw money at me because they want to simp for me, which is the life. And I'm not saying that for you, Jen. I'm just saying that in general.
Well, I've never asked people for money for that.
No, I'm not.
Like it.
I didn't think you were thinking about me.
No. I mean, I'm just in the general world of, things are hard. And for example, I posted a meme today on my Discord, which I think you'll appreciate. Bruce, you seem like the kind of guy who will appreciate this meme a lot. Hang on a second. There we go. That'll work. And let me go ahead and present. And there you go. I'm going to share that with you and your viewers. So it says at the top, when you realize there's an entire community of people willing to pay your rent.
Yep. It's amazing. I've had lots of people offer to send me money if I would send them pictures of my feet, and I just said, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So I believe that. I honestly do. It's amazing, though.
Yeah. That's why I have so much respect for Kelsey Dion with Shadow Dark. She built her audience, she built her product, and she marketed it well and was in a prepared state to be able to release it at the exact right time during the OGL crisis, and she deserves every ounce of success she has.
Yeah, Shadow Dark looks like a fun game. I kind of agree with some of the tenets of it, but I think there's too much simplicity in it, and I think that's actually what kills the game.
I've seen your game. I know what you like.
Yeah.
You like games that make Aftermath look like story games.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I resemble that comment.
I'm very, very okay with the fact that, like, my math.
If Bruce was a cereal, he would be Grey Cuts after they sat for about 3 hours in the bowl.
No. If Bruce was a cereal, he'd be Horkin fiber chunks. You know what I mean? He'd be muesli. He'd be muesli if he was a cereal.
We've gone for about 2.5 hours. About an hour of that has not been talking about this movie, which I really did enjoy. I do recommend everybody that wants to see a funny film, go ahead and watch it. Want to give big thanks to Janet and to Bear for being here with us today, and along with our other two special guests, which are part of the community, the Crafting Gamer and Six Nation 31 Kings.
Woohoo!
If aside from Bear, do you have any other plugs that you want to advertise out there? Because I understand the starving artist stuff, man. I get it.
No, man, I'm good. Look, if you're interested in superhero games, come on over to my Patreon. If you're interested in people being nice to each other and still loving role-playing games and not shitting on each other, join my Discord. If you're into just, being an adult and having fun and not being a jerk, come hang out. If you're a jerk, fuck off up the model village and be a big man over there, because I ain't got time for you.
Yeah, there's plenty of Discords where being a jerk, being a dick, acting like you're on Reddit is a thing. Yeah. If you want to go hang out with Bear, I put his Discord in the chat. This
we got a
is
good community.
Nice place to be. I recommend.
We have people of every sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, race, religion, you name it. We do not discriminate, but we have simple rules, which is be nice to people and don't bring your bullshit here, please. Yeah. Simple as that. And that goes for everybody, not just one side or the other. All sides.
Yeah.
Like how it used to be before the great unpleasantness.
Anyway, appreciate everybody watching. And for those of you that did join today as Bear's Patreon, I do thank you. For those of you that joined, subscribe to Bear or me today, again, I thank you. We'll be off next week, and we'll come back for a documentary review, the first of 2 parts, In Search of Tomorrow.
And by the way, and for seeing a video of Janet's cleavage and fishnets, I think.
It's fun. I love doing it. It's fun.
Well,
pretend.
I love seeing it. So look at that. We're just making both of us happy.
I just love role play, and I just think it's fun. I love Comic-Con.
Well, now, Bear, you need to make a heroic movie so you can get Janet to cosplay as a superhero.
Not my fetish. We're good.
Have her.
It's
We'll
fun.
get something figured out. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're going to step out, and you have a great Sunday.
Peace, love, and geek.
Peace, y'all.
Happy Labor Day!
Oh, that's right. It is a holiday.